Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. Well, you guys know back September of last year, I did a interview with Gary Russell Jr. and we was just talking about some things that went on in his career. You know, we had an even better interview with the cameras off. Him and his brothers, man, we chopped it up for a while. I got to meet his father. And it was man, it was an honor to meet Gary Russell Jr.'s father, Mr. Russell. So shout out to Mr. Russell. It was an honor to meet him. God, man, when I say I respect that man to the fullest, man. But I saw a video that got made by somebody, and I've been talking about this myself, and we can all agree. And shout out to the DMV, man. Shout out to the DMV. We can all agree as far as Gary Russell Jr. as a fighter go and his career go, we do not know how to correctly evaluate Gary Russell Jr. as a fighter, because I just looked at his resume and I was just shaking my head. I was looking at some of the gaps in activity. I was just shaking my head. Gary Russell Jr. is 31 years old. And like I said before, to this day, he still don't have what you call a marquee fight. And then he has a fight coming up against, once again, somebody that he's going to beat. But once again, a fight that doesn't really do nothing for his stature as a fighter. Because one, his lone loss against Vasyl Lomachenko, which was a majority decision. One judge had it a draw. And then it was a little bit of controversy in behind the fight going into the weigh-in. And anybody that think Lomachenko schooled Gary Russell Jr., like I said, you just a fanboy. I didn't watch that fight 3 times. And Lomachenko, I could say, maybe edged Gary Russell out by a round or 2. Okay. And to be honest with you, if Gary Russell Jr. gets credit for that knockdown, he might have won the fight via split decision, or at least got a draw, because he knocked Lomachenko down. And I'll put that video up, and of course the Lomachenko apologist was upset, trying to say it wasn't a knockdown, when you could clearly see that Lomachenko got knocked down. Look, Bud is one of my favorite fighters, but he got knocked down by the Mean Machine. That should have counted as a knockdown. Even though Bud ended up winning the fight, he got knocked. You know what I'm saying? See, this is the thing. They always change the narrative when it comes to fighters that they like. Lomachenko get knocked down. Oh, he's a warrior. He got up, and fought. And he got the stoppage. But he didn't get exposed. But then you got some of these clowns on here saying that Bud got exposed because they trying to push a certain agenda. But that's neither here or there. I'm just keeping it 100. Like I say, sometimes look, y'all know me. Sometimes the real enemy look like us. And we need to evaluate who is the real enemy when it comes to certain things. And that's just the bottom line. I'm not going to further go into that, but I didn't talk to Gary Russell Jr. I swear you guys, if you meet Gary Russell Jr., he is the coolest dude you ever want to meet. His father is the coolest dude you ever want to meet. His brothers are the coolest people you ever want to meet. And it's a damn shame that Gary Russell couldn't get certain fights that could have helped his career. He never got the Leo Santa Cruz fight. But we know why that is. We know why that fight didn't happen. But it is what it is. You know, he was trying to get all those dudes in the ring. He couldn't get Abner Marius, couldn't get Leo Santa Cruz. From what he said, he received a phone call from 50 and 0 himself saying, "Hey, leave Tank alone." So it pisses me off that Gary Russell Jr. can't get a marquee fight. But then you got, once again, a lot of these dudes, hollering that black shit on they channels. Okay, for real. I'm serious. Anybody that's looking at this video, go to Gary Russell Jr.'s box rec. It's self-explanatory. You just gonna be shaking your head. Real good fighter. But the problem is, we ain't gonna really know how to, evaluate Gary Russell Jr.'s career when it's all said and done. Because he don't really have no marquee names. He don't have a signature fight. And the fight that he did get, unfortunately, he lost. And then the dude wouldn't give him a rematch. When they asked Lomachenko about giving Gary Russell Jr. a rematch, he said, "Hey, we moved on." Lomachenko shot that down with the quickness. He said, "Nuh-uh." So, what does that tell you? I thought it was enough. I thought it was enough in that fight to where they could have ran it back. Lomachenko didn't dominate Gary Russell Jr. For Max Kellerman to sit up there to say that Lomachenko schooled Gary Russell Jr., that was his white privilege talking. But if you think I'm lying, just look. And you know who Gary Russell Jr. fight for, so you got to ask that question once again. Why can't he get certain fights? Why can't he get certain fights? 31 years old. Not one marquee fight to his name. Not one legacy fight. Not one signature fight. But if we wanted to, we could do the same thing that a lot of people do with Triple G, because Triple G's resume is horrible. But somehow, some way, he considered one of the best fighters according to ESPN in the last 25 years. Like I said before, this ain't an attack on Gary Russell Jr. This is just a question mark on what's going on. Why can't he get the big fights? He's tried to make those big fights. He's called out all those dudes for big fights, and he couldn't get them. So, you guys draw your own conclusion. This your boy Town Biz. I'm out.